So we've got some real hype racers on our hands here. And we're underway. Alright, no surprise on the first item, we've got a big 20.
Yep.
And a quick map check, we've got 4, 6, 7.
3 crystals in the light world is nice.
Indeed. So both runners opting for what is essentially the same opening route. This has kind of converged to be sort of the meta route for the game. What do you think about this meta route? Do you think it's the solution? Do you think it's the right way, or do you think there are other ways to do it?
Honestly, I don't like going so early here.
Yeah, like my brain would like to do, combine Uncle's Tunnel with Hyrule Castle proper.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason.
Wow, this sync. Both runners doing a excellent job getting through and going roughly the same place at roughly the same time. Looks like eLmaGus is trying to set up a tier 2 tree pull, or 3. Don't know if he actually got hit. I don't think he did. Ooh, and there's the power glove in the Lost Woods in the mushroom spot. I'm told that it is some form of bad. What do you know?
Well, you can lift rocks with it, so how can it be bad?
I know. I mean, it's not as good as another glove, but it can't be that bad. Alright, so eLmaGus, having picked up that glove, is taking a slight divergence from the normal path and heading to the back of Escape. And we find just a bunch of junk there in the back of Escape. And no key, so we will not be seeing him try to go get that dark chest. So now Ben is heading to the back of the tavern. Oh, the hook shot! The hook shot acquired in the back of the tavern.
That's very nice to have early on. It's helped with the movement a bit.
Yeah. You've got glove, you got hook shot. You could sequence break to right side Death Mountain now. So eLmaGus picking up a decent chunk of change there in the chicken hut. Or Ben, excuse me. Hello. I know these people.
Oh, good. eLmaGus was missing 3 rupees, so he farmed some.
Alright. And that got him up to 10 bombs. I think there was another bush in there where he could have just gotten a bomb, which he could have used on the lower left hut there to get more bombs. Alright, so Ben picking up another 300 rupees, and that's number Wang, because he's got enough for Zora.
And we already have access to Zora logic-wise.
That's very true. And the hammer acquired in Blind's Hut, along with a few more explosives. It is, in fact, hammer time. Now, of course, because of the way Ben routed through Kakariko Village, we are not seeing the race game or the library at the moment. Yeah, I think you're actually right. I think Ben did skip the bottle vendor.
Did eLmaGus also skip
As
it?
did eLmaGus. Yep.
Okay.
Oh no, he got it. It was just a piece of heart. So maybe Ben got it as well.
Yeah, because they have the
Their
same
ruby
amount
counts
of
are so similar.
Exactly.
Yeah. So eLmaGus pulling off the nice little trick with the hook shot, allowing you to do the dam in one trip. And there is the flute. The flute found in the dam, or in the water.
Yep. And the trick we saw was just possible because if you move a block, it turns into a moving sprite and not a solid object.
Right. And so it allows you to hook shot right through it. You land on top of it and then just head to the right. And no problems there. So eLmaGus heading into the mini Moldorm cave. We find the flippers. I don't know about you, but that Zora play is looking really good right now.
Yep.
And he's just jumping right into the water to do so. He's checking the Hylia Island real fast. He might go over to Hobo, but doesn't look like it. And off we go. So, 5 arrow upgrade, piece of heart, and then we've got 2 more things to check up here. We've got the Zora ledge and Zora himself. ₹100 on Zora's ledge. Don't think they're going to go out of their way for that, but you know, you'd be surprised. You do need a little bit more money to finish the entire seed.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
And Ben picks up his flute. The Moon Pearl at Zora. What?
Wow.
Well, there we go. That was quite the Zora play there.
From all the times he just gives us chunks, finally something useful.
What sort of strange universe are we living in, where Zora gives you something important? And eLmaGus, realizing immediately that he's got Dark World access, he's heading directly for Hype Cave. Ooh. So, I saw pendants at Ice, Mire, and Turtle Rock.
Yep.
I think TR was the green, or was it Mire?
I didn't pay attention to that. But it's nice that these dungeons are pendants, because they take so long to finish.
Yep. There's the first sword, and then a bottle with a fairy in it. So Hype Cave, pretty hype today. Both of those things providing some significant advantage. And eLmaGus will now be heading over to Mr. J.R. Stumpsman. For 20 rupees. Alright, so eLmaGus going to the digging game. Gonna pay 80 rupees for a chance to dig around in the dirt for a bit. We've got some number of digs between 1 and 30, and we will find an item here. Now Ben's going to check Hobo, which eLmaGus did not. Oh, digging up the shovel! Best dig ever!
Was 21 digs if I counted correctly.
Nice. I like that, Bowie. The shovel just flew right out of his hands. And eLmaGus is actually going to go check that right now while he's thinking about it. I like that plan. But it's just a big 20. Getting debated by the fetch quests.
Ice Palace was the green pendant.
Oh, it was ice. Okay, so I said, was it Mire or Turtle Rock? And it was not, because I'm bad. All right. eLmaGus going to look at the race game. There's a chunk of change there. Looked like 300. But eLmaGus just going to kind of leave that there. And we've got the bug net on the library. Looked like to me.
Yep. Was the bug net. A very important item.
I mean, how you gonna do swagging him without the bug net? Master Sword at the Sick Kid. There's where the hype is. So Hype Cave had both some hype and some delayed hype. Now, when Ben finally goes to activate his flute, I may have something prepared.
Let's see if eLmaGus heads to Skullwoods or right to Thieves Town.
Alright. There are two different schools of thought on this one. And eLmaGus is heading to Skullwoods. I've been told the value of Skullwoods has dropped slightly with V27 due to the like the key logic changing.
I don't know about it.
Yeah. Like the fact, maybe this was just in Key Sanity or something, but I read something about Mothula not being able to have a small key anymore.
Well, 20 rupees and a small shield isn't a great
Yeah,
thing
that
to
seems
find.
like, just a hot pile of garbage. And Ben will now be heading into Kakariko Village. So, if everyone would please rise for the presentation of our national colors. Right as soon as Ben picks up his Master Sword.
Looked like the inferior boomerang was on the bumper cave.
Yep. It's eLmaGus and Ben to the races again. Do you know who will win? I think the same. But to increase the hype, I'm rooting for a dead tie so that we can provide even more games.
Okay.
There's the Swag Duck anthem, everybody. Some people like it, some people not a fan. I'm okay with it. eLmaGus is heading through the village of outcasts.
So, it's time for Thieves Town.
Yeah,
Or-
Thieves Town.
Good.
It's definitely Thieves Town time. It's a crystal dungeon. There's plenty of items. You
And we can
definitely
check and
want to. And that was a pretty generous subscription from Mr. Michael K. So thank you for that. There's the big key. Which one of these 4 chests has to contain the big key.
Ooh.
I'm.
Good. Yeah, the
I don't
horse head.
think. Yeah, it's like I don't think eLmaGus was attempting to do a death warp there.
Yeah, the horse heads can be sneaky sometimes, hiding under the bridge.
Yeah, what's up with this newfangled computer system and its layers? How am I supposed to see anything with all these layers around? Alright, so eLmaGus will be heading up to the Grasshopper Alley here. Green Mail, you want to be pretty careful not to get hit by any of these Green grasshoppers.
Yeah, they do a lot of damage.
Luckily, the only place that could reasonably happen is this room, and there we go. That just made it a lot easier to get back. We've got the boots.
What are those?
Exactly, Tara. What are those? Some of our runners recently have been starting to ask that unironically, because the boots often will, take forever to find in these seeds.
Yeah, sometimes I wish you would start with them in Link's house.
Just make that the guaranteed item at Link's house from now on.
Yeah.
We'll call it tear mode. And the big chest has the Titans Mitts, vanilla Titans Mitts, ladies and gentlemen. That's where you get it in the normal game.
Yep. Now we have a lot of locations to check.
Oh boy, yeah. Tons of places. And blind fight time. Blind, of course, known as the one boss that takes the same amount of hits with no matter what weapon you're using. I believe it just completely ignores his health value and just counts hits.
Yep.
Not even sure he has a health value. Does he have a health value? I don't know. I haven't really looked into the code. So
I believe in the practice run he has one health value.
Ah. Okay, so he does have a health value of 9. It's just the damage table for him reads 1 for everything. Alright, so eLmaGus heading over to the Peg Cave, which we get to see with the boots. That's always a very fun thing to do and a fun thing to see. Now, yep, we're gonna see the Smith pickup.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's already done the south side stuff that he can do without the mirror, of course. And the digging game, so the Smith won't prove a liability unless he wants to go into a dungeon or up to Death Mountain or something, which is absolutely a possibility at this point. That's a whole chunk of stuff that has not been touched, is Death Mountain.
There are a lot of chests there.
They will need to turn in the Smith before they do that, I think. Doesn't the Smith prevent you from going into any, double entrance caves?
I believe so.
Yeah, alright, so there is a piece of heart. Wait, I thought the sprite from Secret of Mana was a boy.
It's yeah. Let's not talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, I think Ganon with the dwarf following you is allowed because they can't stop you from falling into a hole.
Ah, interesting.
I'm told the gender varies from different localizations. So there you go.
Yeah. In the German version, it's a female, I believe. In Japanese, it's not said what it is, and in the remake, it's
Hey!
boy.
There we've got some powder.
And the better
Powder
boomerang.
and the boomerang. So I'm not going to say anything about boomerangs because I don't really run NMG, so I don't know how to do it. But I'm told that although the red boomerang has increased range, that's really a liability as far as getting things done goes. And also it just causes sparkly lag. So the powder was found in the shed on the west side of Meyer, and the powder leads to the cape.
Yeah, exactly. There's no important item on Bumper Ledge cave.
Yeah, so Bumper Cave has not much. And Ben is heading over to the Eastern Palace area. Behind Sazrala's hut, we find a little more junk, including another one of those wonderful, in air quotes, shields. Which we all know Terra is not a fan of shields.
No. Take cost frames.
Well, you mentioned the cape not leading to anything, but in the logic, it leads to this place where eLmaGus is, the Spike Cave.
That's gonna be okay. That's good enough.
And we've got just another bottle with blue goo there in the Spike Cave. But yes, the logic was updated in version 26, I believe, to not require any sort of damage to be taken. And that's so that they can make the logic consistent for all modes, including the one-hit KO mode.
Ah, okay. Didn't know that.
So now the requirements for Spike Cave are either cape or cane, and then either half magic or a bottle. There's the Bombos Medallion. Alright, so you know what that means. It means pendant ice is now a thing.
Yeah.
Nobody likes pendant ice. I'm not even sure we like crystal ice. There's a nice setup for that bomb jump for eLmaGus. And a very nice setup for Ben as well. Except he wasn't quite far enough to the left, so there we go.
Yeah, good choice. Doing Hera first.
Yep, going over to the Tower of Hera. And we can see what's in there. 2 items here in Tower of Hera. And we will find crystal number 7 here as well, so that is going to be an interesting play. So there's one of the items already. Now if we have a small key here, we are done. No, it's the big key, so we're moving on. And we start heading up the Tower of Hera. So, the next floor will have a couple of chests we can check. And either one of those could contain the second item. We will be seeing a small key somewhere up here, and there it is. We have the boots, so we can get this big key taken care of very quickly. Or big chest, excuse me.
Yep. Now, hoping that Moldom has the second item.
Yep. If Moldorm does not have the second item, then we will have a so-called loose square sitting here in Tower of Hera that will be bugging them for the rest of the game. Not unlike Moldorm is doing to eLmaGus right now. Getting bounced back twice.
He didn't want to fight.
Yep, but it was a pretty solid fight, and there's the burrito, which means we have something in the basement. And they picked up the tempered sword as well in that Paradox Cave. I did neglect to mention that, but there it is. Thanks. I want to go ahead and thank our tracker Dude for handling the tracker while we sit here and talk smack. Feels burrito, man. That needs to be a thing.
I wonder how that would look like. And the last shield upgrade.
Yep. Or downgraded, depending on your opinion. At least one of them checked shovel. I believe both of them did. The shovel was just a big 20. So debated by the fetch quest. There was at least one fetch quest that we were not debated by, and that was the bottle to the sick kid, which had one of the swords. Now, I know you don't like shields, but you are a fan of swords, right, Ter?
No.
No? Okay. Swordless mode all the way?
Yep. Swordless onto cannon. And we need Ether for Turtle Rock.
Yep, so I'm going to say that both players probably okay with seeing that, meaning they may not have to go in there. eLmaGus accidentally lifted the pot, so he has to leave and come back. There's the mirror in Hookshot Cave. And the Quake Medallion. Quack. Oh, he didn't accidentally lift the pot. He lifted it on purpose because it's faster. But then he fell.
Yeah, Swamp Palace is a crystal.
Yes, Swamp Palace is open. And
Has
there's
a lot
6
Yep, 6 items.
Yep.
So it's pretty smart to do.
Yeah, I'm told that in general the value of Swamp in this particular logic is fairly low on account of it needing so many unique items to get in. But it's still, it's still 6 items, and you can get trolled if something is left there. Alright, so eLmaGus making his way into Swamp Palace. This quickly dispatching the water striders there. I don't know what you actually call those.
What was the name of this? I believe fingers? No. I will look it up.
Oh, well, with the I am told there, I'm just going off of what some of the runners have told me.
Water tactile. Very weird name.
Water Tektite? What?
Yes, that's the name.
Okay. Well, that is a thing now.
If I can trust the site.
I mean, they do kind of look like Tektites. They got the ledge in there, or legs, not ledge. Tektites do not have a ledge. They sometimes live on the ledge. Alright, so eLmaGus going to the backside of Swamp first. You surprised at all by that routing?
No.
Didn't think so. Yeah, Spike Cave had blue goo. There's the compass and some bombs. So still no real value yet. There's the big key, which I'll expect eLmaGus will hang on to and use if he's forced to come back in. So here's a piece of advice for all the new runners out there. Don't forget that key that eLmaGus just picked up.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain to get back to because the current's flying against you.
Yep. And these water tactiles are gonna hunt you down.
So eLmaGus, making pretty short work of the Argai there on Argus, and then dispatches him quickly and acquires the silver arrows. Silver arrows from Argus. So there you go. And eLmaGus will be heading back in to check the big chest and potentially the left side.
Yep. Let's see if it pays off.
We know there's something on the left side. I don't know if we saw the burrito as well, but I know we saw the compass. There's a piece of heart in the big chest. Oh, somebody in chat just pointed out that a possible double dip into Ganon's tower is possible.
Yeah, could be possible, but first we need access to it.
That's very true. Because we could definitely have this seed be completely beatable without, you know, everybody's favorite red cane.
Let's see if the trip to the left side is worth it.
Alright, so left side swamp, the Memorial West Wing. What do we have? 2 chests. And the hook shot means you can get them all in one go. There's the burrito that I was talking about a minute ago.
Let's see what this is. And
It's a Beator.
very important.
I mean, it is bees, so... Just out of curiosity, I know you are a fan of the bees. Have you ever used the bees to kill Mothula?
What? No. You don't do that. You need to be a support for Ganon.
Oh, okay. Well, what if you use the bee to kill Mothula, but then you recapture it?
No. Just no.
Okay. Alright. So eLmaGus is now heading over to the mire area. He's going to pick up the powder. No, he's already got the powder. He's heading to desert. Ben's going to pick up the powder. Still no fire source for either of our runners. That is a fire source that lights torches.
Yep.
So there will be no completing Desert Palace at the moment. We've got both of the keys for Desert Palace. The big one and the small one.
Let's hope they find something else than just keys.
I believe when Hey, the fire rod! There you go! Speaking of fire sources.
Yeah, exactly.
And there we go, we've got a burrito. eLmaGus is leaving the big chest?
Yeah, doing landmodels first because they can drop an item and they could save a trip up there.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, equally as fast if there is an item, and, you know, faster if there isn't.
Yep.
In the big chest is what I'm talking about. that does seem completely reasonable now that I think about it. That fire rod there just kind of changed everybody's plans. And of course, this crystal is one of the important 5-6 crystals. And the other one they just got access to it because they picked up the fire rod.
Oh,
Alright, so there we go. eLmaGus takes it down on the second cycle.
and the big chest has the item.
It does. But I'm gonna head back there anyway. Yeah, I believe when eLmaGus came to Meyer the first time, he did not have the mirror. So Ben checked Checkerboard Cave just now, and I don't think eLmaGus has. Bacon was in Paradox Cave, word. Along with the blue male and something that was actually important. Bombos.
Yeah, bombos.
Lamp! The other fire source!
I mean, desert is a hot area, so fire sources there makes sense.
Well, there you go. How would you like to light things on fire today? Come on down to Discount Desert Warehouse. So speaking of that 5-6 crystal, Crystal 5 over here in Skull Woods, eLmaGus will be going to deal with that. You're right, there is no chill in the desert, and hopefully there's no chill anywhere, because when you see that ice rod, you're thinking, oh man, I don't want to go kill Trinex.
Yeah, but Trining has something is the chunks becoming smaller and smaller.
Very true. We're picking up many items that we might need for go mode here. We need the bow for sure.
Yep. And the Cane of Samaria.
Not necessarily.
Oh
Both
wait, you're
Mire
right.
and Turtle Rock are a pendant dungeon. And Ice, which Ice is the only one that could kind of require it in the logic. Now, of course, that would be a gamble they'd have to take, because if the big key was on the right side of Ganon's tower, they would need that Cane of Samaria. So yeah, I think that if I got the bow at some point and didn't have the cane, I would possibly just gamble that I was in go mode.
Yeah, same.
So eLmaGus now is going to go do the Fat Fairy. He's going to get the big bomb and head that direction. So I'm being told that Ben actually did not clear out Skull Woods at one point, and so he actually doesn't know that the two items are in like the two most basic chest locations.
Yep.
So eLmaGus will be checking the Pyramid Fairy as well as the Pyramid item. And then after that, we could see him go to Catfish, but I doubt that. I would say potentially he might go to Pod. There's the red mail.
Yeah,
So-
not doing escape.
Oh yeah, he hasn't done escape.
And we haven't seen the item in the dark room. If it was an item, I don't know.
I want to think, don't hold me to it, that it might be a small key. So eLmaGus gonna check the back of Hazarel's hut right now. Nice efficient mirror routing. So Tara, you being the expert in shield disposal, is it possible to lose the mirror shield?
No.
Sad day.
Yep. Ooh, nice kicky dash.
Alright, so heading into Palace of Darkness is eLmaGus, while Ben seems to be checking the North Dark World stuff. Now, because he's up here in North Dark World, I actually would not be surprised to see a Catfish check at the end of it.
Yeah, it could be possible.
This seems like the most convenient place to do it. There's really not what you would call a convenient place to do Catfish. Oh, and
Oh!
Ben finds the bow
Ooh.
in the graveyard ledge. That is huge. eLmaGus is gonna have to double dip Pod here. That just gave Ben a commanding advantage.
Yeah. He might be in go mode now.
And I imagine he'll play like it. Sort of. He'll probably pick up a few chests along the way, just in case they are the Cane of Samaria. Like, you'd check a few more chests than you would if you were just looking for, like, silvers or the butter sword or something.
Yep.
But I don't think you'd check all of them. I think you'd weigh the time to check them against the time it would take to get them. And it looks like with the routing that people generally take through Pod, he may have to check most of them. Oh wait, never. Yeah, he may have to. So I have not seen the big key yet. So not the bow was in the graveyard ledge. There's the big key. In the dark room, as it often is. So yeah, the big key is gonna make even the go mode pod require a lot of chests to check. And Ben is actually checking the bow locked section first. So best case scenario for eLmaGus will be to get out of here and go immediately to the graveyard ledge, but how many people are going to think of that immediately? Yeah, see, he's going to go into Eastern now to see if the bow was in its vanilla dungeon.
It's set to Zybot. We could assume if Kane is not required that Ben is likely to win.
Yep. So there's always that chance. There are what, 5 chests that are inaccessible without the Cane of Samaria in Ganon's Tower, right?
4 chests on the right side. 5. Yeah, 5 chests. There's 4 chests and spike room. Tie room.
So there is a 77% chance that Ben is in go mode. 77.27. That's 17 out of 22. Go mode, for those of you who are unaware, go mode is when you have every single item that you need to complete the game, and all you have to do is go grab those crystals and then go up Ganon's Tower, kill ajneb, and then go kill Ganon.
Yep.
So you stop checking chests and you start beating face. Alright, so Ben will be picking up his big key shortly. We'll see what he does with that information. He is going to go ahead and check that big chest, just in case.
Yep. So, let's see what eLmaGus is doing now.
Yep, it all depends on this next decision. He is heading over to the mire area. Is he going to go into mire?
It looks like it.
Yeah, he's pulling out
is.
the Bombos medallion. So he's going into Misery Mire. That seems like it's not going to go well for him. Best case scenario now for him is he finds the Cane of Samaria here in its vanilla dungeon, and then Big Key in Ganon's Tower's right side.
Yeah.
I mean, if he finds the cane in here as well, and the second item is on Vidi, that means he'll go clear Vitreous, which, seems like the worst. But it's still better than not finding anything here, I think. Oh no. Yeah, you're right. Finding the cane would probably point him to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that would just cost him more time.
Yep. eLmaGus is falling prey to the V26 logic, which mostly carried over to V27, but the whole idea of going to dungeons because stuff is in dungeons, that tends to happen, but in this particular case, it's not there.
Yeah, but I would probably do the same. Going into dungeons.
Yeah, you can't say he's making, incorrect plays given the knowledge he has. They're just not going to work out. And sometimes that happens. You can't be what we call results-oriented, in that you're like, oh, well, that didn't work out, so it was the wrong play. No, it didn't work out, but it was still probably the right play.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have a very loose definition of right and wrong in that case.
If you gamble something and you find something there, then it's the right play. If you don't find something, then it's the front play.
Well, okay. Yep. Alright, so Ben is now going to go finish Eastern. Using the powerful arrows of lag.
Yep.
They hit like a truck, but they slow you down a bit. eLmaGus finds a small key in the big chest. He's grabbing the mirror. So he found the small piece of heart there, and that actually does clear out the last thing in Mire, if I'm not mistaken.
And Ben is picking up his last crystal. You know what time it is?
Oh, I do.
It's time for the guessing game.
Alright, so, big key, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who are unaware, we've got 22 locations where the big key can be in Ganon's Tower. Please select a number between 1 and 22 where you think it might be. Inclusive, of course. And you could be our big winner. Now, if you want to be on our leaderboard, you'll need to have supported the Speed Gaming Network in some way by a subscription to one of their channels, or at least 250 bits donated that way. So eLmaGus is heading back into Hera, going to pick up that loose square in the basement. That's going to take some time.
Yeah. Maybe the cane is there. Who knows?
Oh yeah. That would be both good and bad for eLmaGus. Because finding the cane here would be like, you're this close to Turtle Rock. Well, he can't actually go into Turtle Rock. He needs the Ether Medallion.
Yep, no ether.
So that actually is a bit reassuring. And here we go. Ben is heading inside, and that will stop the guessing game Ganon's Tower, heading to the right side first. Gonna check these first 2 chests, and we will definitely not see a right side play.
Yeah.
I mean, I was then waiting for Kane to show up in one of those 2 chests, just to prove me wrong.
Ooh,
And,
eLmaGus now doing. Well, there's
eLmaGus is going into ice. Ether is inside Ganon's Tower, so we know that eLmaGus will not end up going to Turtle Rock. That at least fixes that problem. There's the last bottle with another bee in it. I just noticed they made it recently that they made it where you can differentiate between the gold bee and the non-gold bee in the menu.
Yeah, they added a little, what's called?
It's like a little plus sign.
Yes. The little star plus sign or whatever it was. So, is this gonna be a double dip Ganon's Tower?
We will find out. We've already checked
8?
8 of the locations. I have one, but I almost never use it. Sorry about that. Ben heading over to the rando room. We're gonna see chests 10 through 13. So as a general rule, I would recommend not skipping rando room.
Oh.
There we go, chest number 10.
Yep, it was number 10.
So, ladies and gentlemen, chest 10. It looks like we found the cane of Brian as well. So, Brian, if you're watching, we found your cane.
And it seems
You gotta come pick it up though.
And it seems the winner of the guessing game was ID 9000.
All right, so congratulations, ID 9000. You have won our guessing game today. What do they win, Tara?
Yeah. An entry on the leaderboard.
Oh, okay. There you go. Tara, as always, with the straightforward answer. And Ben is making his way through the gauntlet. This will end very soon. We're gonna have a blazing fast time. I don't think it's the fastest we've ever had an open seed or in the tournament, but it's very fast. I believe this is one of them what we call jet seeds.
Yeah, kinda.
Assuming you could find that bow. Oh, interesting. Ben not opting for some Mario strats. He's already got the bow and silver arrows out, so he's just putting them to use. I don't know if he's just trying to use the silver arrows for no reason, or if he feels ahead and he's just, having fun, but I don't know. Oh, he doesn't have the Samaria cane? I'm dumb.
Exactly.
I am disqualified. You're like, duh. you know, it's not like we've been sitting here talking about the Cane of Samaria for literally 30 minutes or anything.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. And now we know why I am not in this tournament. So, Ben takes care of Trolldom 2, no problem whatsoever. And some people, for some reason, like to talk about Dairy Queen right now. I don't know why.
What is even Dairy Queen? Never heard of it.
It's a restaurant that's, you know, from like the southern United States, and they have ice cream and stuff, and hamburgers.
Why
It's
ice cream
pretty
and
enjoyable.
hamburgers?
Well, because sometimes you want ice cream and sometimes you want hamburgers. Usually you don't get both at the same time.
Okay.
Alright, so Ben takes care of ajneb 2 in 3 cycles.
Was pretty nice and fast.
I mean, it is all over the place now, but I think it originated in the South. Alright, so eLmaGus takes care of Cold Stare, picks up the green pendant. So he's way off the trail. Really? Well, I guess I am just completely mistaken. So Ben is taking care of Ganon very skillfully here.
Yep.
A little bit of a hiccup there, but we've moved on to phase 3. So the problem for eLmaGus was he has not found the bow, and the bow is in the graveyard ledge. He got jebaited by the dungeons.
Well,
Find the single arrow of insult.
yeah.
And Ben gets a double on Ganon. Oh! Ooh!
Very nice.
I didn't expect him to fall there, but that was very close. But no real problems for Ben. Looks like he will finish this seed in a blazing fast time. And there we go. ajneb174 has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 18 seconds.
It's pretty fast.
Uh-huh. I know we've had, I think, like a 108 or something in the open mode tournament at some point, but this was a super fast time. This time is ridiculous. Meanwhile, eLmaGus is being driven further off the trail of the bow, heading to Agina's Cave and all sorts of other locations. And eLmaGus making his way, going to Hobo, which we didn't see him check earlier. But Ben checked that, and we know it's not a whole lot.
It seems like you will check the graveyard ledge as last possible place.
Yeah. I think he might check it before he goes to catfish. That's about it.
Possible.
But he might check it after catfish, for all I know. Alright, so, yeah, so pretty soon we will be having the, I mean, unless one of our runners decides otherwise, because there is a chance they may decide to reschedule the second one. But I think, for now, the plan is to do the salty run back directly afterwards.
Yep.
And we see eLmaGus finally making his way around. Where is he going?
Good question.
Well, it looks like he has actually forfeited this race. So F is being pressed to pay respects for eLmaGus.
Yeah, it's better to forfeit now. Getting to calm down.
Yep.
Preparing for the next one.
I think he is still looking for the bow. And I think when he finds it, he will probably stop playing. So we will see just what precisely we will be doing. Oh yeah, it was an extremely fast 113. I don't know if Ben is gonna come talk to us or if we're just gonna get ready to set up the next run.
We will see. Maybe we're gonna find finally out what's in the sewer dark chest.
Yeah, it's possible.
But it looks like it's just a smoky.
Yeah,
Based on the
I
key count.
I thought that was the case. And let's see. Let's see about see if we're gonna get to talk to somebody. This is apparently a PB for Ben.
What? Really?
In open mode.
Oh, interesting.
Or at least he commented PB. All right, so it looks like we are going to take about a 10-minute break as we get ready for the next race, and
Yep.
and then we will have an interview after the second race. Yeah, so for those of us who are unaware, PB stands for personal best, which means this is the best they have done on this.
Exactly.
Now, of course, a lot of times people will talk about the PB and then they'll talk about the world record, which is WR. But for this particular thing with randomizers and everything, we don't really care about the world record because there's so many random things that go into it.